The first step is to connect the monitor onto your computer, onto a USB port, and you should see it immediately start to flash red for a little bit, and then eventually it will start breathing in and out with a white yellowish colour. The next step is to make sure the device is properly installed under Windows, and to do this we need to download the drivers and the utilities from openmovement.co.uk. On the website, if you go to the download section and then click on AX3 utilities and AX3 drivers, and download both these components onto your computer. Once the files have downloaded, I want you to navigate to your download folder and find the two zip files. The next step is to extract these zip files, and I'd recommend just extracting directly onto your desktop, and you can do this just by dragging them out and putting them on the desktop. Okay, so we've now extracted our drivers and utilities, and the next step is really to make sure the device is installed properly under Windows. So the next thing I want you to do is right click onto my computer and click Properties. Now click on the top left hand corner where it says Device Manager. Okay, the next bit is driver installation. So in the device manager, if you can see a little exclamation mark, then you do need to install the drivers. If you don't see this little exclamation mark, then you can skip the next few steps. To install the driver, just right click on the exclamation mark and go Update Driver. You need to browse My Computer for the driver software and then specify the bottom option that you want to pick it manually. Click Next on the next selection box and on Have Disk on the next one. Now you need to navigate onto the desktop where you extracted the driver to. So you can see right down at the bottom it says microchips msd.cdc.inf. Select that file and then let Windows do its thing and it will install. There may or may not be one box that says, do you want to accept these from an untrusted source? If it does say that, just click yes. So eventually we get to a stage where Windows has installed the driver, and we should be able to see under ports and LPT that there's a microchip CDC device. If you're already at this stage, at the beginning of the driver installation step, then you probably didn't need to install the drivers. So now I've just deleted and cleaned up my desktop a bit, and I'm going to start the OM GUI. So in the OM GUI, devices are listed on the left hand side of the pane, and we can see CWA is connected right at the top, and I've just got one device. So we're going to use the OM GUI to synchronize the time. I do that just by hitting the sync, and that's about all that we need to do in here. So I can now close the window. So to configure these devices, we do it directly on the device. So if you open up My Computer and navigate to the actual device, and we need to create a little file on there. So if you right click and go to New Text File, and the file needs to be called settings.ini. Now if we open up this file, then we need to type some commands that the device is going to look at when it first wakes up. So there's two commands, the first one being hibernate, and if we put hibernate equals -1, that means the device is going to wake up and go into hibernate. The second setting is sleep, that should always be 0. If we want the device to wake up and go into logging mode, then we need to edit this settings.ini file so it reads hibernate equals 0. So I've just done this, which means when I save this file and disconnect the device, it's going to start logging data. So I'll do that now. So if I come back a little bit later on and plug my device in, hopefully it should have captured some data. So we'll see the little red light and then the white lights start breathing in and out. If I go onto my computer and navigate back onto the device and open the drive up, I should see now a CWA data file. This is the data that the device has just recorded. If I have a look in that directly, then we'll see it looks like garbage, and it's actually a binary file and pretty hard to read with your eyes. So the next step is going to be to convert this file into a more readable format. Now the converter for this file comes in two bits. There's a convert.exe and a convert.cmd. It's a convert.cmd that does the business. Now conversion is actually quite simple. All I need to do is drag the CWA data onto the convert.cmd file and a little black window should appear. I then click yes to continue and it does a conversion for me. This could take some time if the data's quite a big file. And here we are. I have 3 CSV files that should open up quite nicely with Excel or any other editor. Let's take a quick look at the accelerometer readings. Here I've opened it up in Excel and we can see the raw data. The first column is the amount of seconds elapsed since the 1st of January 2000. The next 3 columns are the X, Y and Z axis of the accelerometer respectively. I'm just going to plot a quick line graph here of the X, Y and Z axis and we can see the data. Okay, so this pretty much concludes this video tutorial, and if you have any other questions you can email them to me at kasim.larder@ncl.ac.uk. Thanks very much.